Lesson 3.3, it says exercise 3.3 at the top. Went through a couple of those yesterday in class, and I posted examples and hints on how to do those, but I want to go through a couple on the second page, especially like number 7. So I want to construct a rectangle with length twice the width. So what I need to do first is I'm going to put a small little point on the end of there so I don't lose where the end of that line is, and I'm going to extend that out so I can make a right angle. The first step on any rectangle or square construction is to make a right angle. So I'm extending that out, and I'm going to do the construction where the point's on the line for a right angle. So I'm going to strike an arc, crosses twice, open up my compass, and make an X. So I'm making sure that I'm constructing that right angle. And I'm going to make sure I draw my line out really big because I know it has to be, the length has to be twice the width, so I'm going to make this be my length. Now, to figure out how long the length has to be, I'm going to measure this width twice because that's what the length has to be. So I'm going to swing it over here, and from here to here is going to be my length. That's how tall it needs to be. So I marked that width off twice, okay? Then I'm going to measure that. That's the length of my rectangle. Now, there are going to be two sides that are going to be this length. So one of them is going to go up from here. So I'm going to mark that off right there. That's one of them. The other one's going to go from here and mark up there. Now, I need an X. So far, I've got 1, 2, 3 of my vertices of my rectangle. I need an X up here. And the only side I haven't measured is the top. So I'm going to measure the bottom because the top and bottom are going to be the same length. So I'm going to measure this. And from here, I'm going to strike an arc that crosses. So basically, wherever you draw your right angle, the angle opposite is where there's going to be an X. So here I constructed my right angle. There's X marks the spots. They're going to be opposite each other. And then I just draw in the sides. And there's my rectangle. That's twice as big. Now, just a couple things for this right here. Complement means add up to 90. So I'm going to extend out this, and then I'm going to make a perpendicular from there. So let me just kind of show you how you'd start it. I do my half circle from there and then make my X and draw it straight up. So I'm not going to go through that whole thing. On this one, this is what you're going to have to do is make this twice as big. So what I would do first is start out with constructing the square. Make sure that you construct a right angle, but make sure your square is twice as big as this. So instead of marking off one length, you're going to mark off 2. Make sure you construct a right angle. And then after that, what you're going to do, so here's what you're going to have. You're going to have a square that's going to be twice as big as this. Then what I would do is use the fish to cut the square into 4 sections, equal sections. You're going to do the fish on both sides, and that is going to be the middle. And you kind of have to think of this as 4 sections, and then you can figure out all these half circles that you have to do. But give that a try, and make sure you draw it nice, and make sure you shade it nice.